What is up? As you can see, we got the bike done here. We'll start the video to that here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions for anybody that's wanting to do this upgrade that might want to do this to their ROTOR. First, the rim came from Facebook Marketplace. It was reasonably cheap. The dude originally wanted like $250 for it. I ended up picking it up for $150 because I guess it sat on there for a long time. Now mine did not come with bearings. If you get one with bearings, I would recommend replacing them. They do sell a lot of them that do have the brake rotors and the bearings. Like I said, mine didn't come with bearings or rotors. I found my rotors on eBay. They were about $100 for the pair. They were used. You could buy them new for like $1.89 or something like that, somewhere around there. The more fancy you can get chrome ones, some weird designs. You know, the price just goes up from there. So if your rim doesn't come with rotors, you'll need hardware. I'd recommend buying new hardware. You can get them on eBay as well for $25 a piece. You'll need two of those, two kits. So it'd be about $50. I think I paid $60 altogether for shipping. The tire is a Shinko 130/60/19. It's a white wall. You can get them in just a black wall, but I think the white wall just looks so much better. But I got a white wall on the back, so I wanted it to match. So, like I said, I get it on Amazon. I think I originally paid about $120 for that, shipped to the door. That's off Amazon, and if you have an Amazon Prime, they usually get it pretty quickly. But if you're doing like a winter project, you could buy all these items slowly over time, like I was doing. But I guess this was more of a summertime project, because this is the end of summer now, starting fall. As far as the spacers go, the shims that you'll need to adapt the Harley wheel to your suspension, if you'll leave a comment and your email address, I will email you the gentleman's email address. I'm not going to put it on the screen because he'll just get blew up. So if you're really doing this upgrade and you want it and you need the spacers, comment your email address and I will email you his email address. They are stainless steel. They are very, very high quality. I think I paid $75, $80, so around $85, $90 shipped to the house. Not too bad. He usually can get them done pretty quickly. So he's actually a good guy to work with, so there you go. You will be replacing your caliper bolts. These are the stock caliper bolts. You'll need to go to Ace Hardware and buy the same thread, same diameter bolt, but in 2-inch. And I got what I did for spacers. Instead of buying the chrome expensive ones, I just did flat washers and just add as many as you need in between the caliper and the shock until you get, until you take up that gap. I think I needed 3 on one side and 4 on the other. Every bike's gonna be different though. Oh, the bearings. If you need the bearings, go to denniskirk.com. It doesn't really say what I looked up, but look up a 2015 Harley Davidson Street Glide Special front wheel bearings kit. Just Google that, and one of the options will be a Dennis Kirk option, and they have a kit for $64, $65, shipped to the door. And it'll come with the little sleeve spacers that go in between the bearings. This is the rear one. The other one is in the bike. It's like a 5 1/4 inch long. Everything, all this stuff I'm telling you will be linked down below. Alright, we're gonna get into this video. Like I said, stay till the end. You can see the final product and a little unveil. Hope you enjoy the video, guys. Got everything finally in. I was waiting on the hardware for the calipers, or not calipers, I'm sorry, the rotors. We got the rotors, they're up here hanging on the wall. We finally found a white wall tire, as you can see there, and we've had the rim for a while, so this is going to be like a couple day video because I have to wait a couple days to get the tire mounted to the rim, but I need to get the rotors on first. So, and also I have the spacers before any keyboard cats go commenting in the comment section. This is the stainless steel spacers. All this information on how to get all this stuff will be in the comments. But for tonight, all we're going to do is mount up the rotors onto the wheel. Yeah, enjoy. Alright, so how these Harley rotors are set up is, well, first of all, just for these bolts right here and the little spacer and the little spring washer, for 10 of those, for there's 5 for each side. Harley Davidson wanted like $75, and that's stupid for some bolts and some washers. I did find this online for 50 bucks. It's about $25 per kit, which you need 2, so you gotta buy 2, unless you just already have the bolts, but they recommend not to reuse the bolts. I had some old used bolts I bought off of eBay that was supposed to come with the hardware, and it didn't. So I just went ahead and bought all new. So yeah, I'll explain to you here how it works. You got your bolt that goes into the caliper that holds it on, and you got a spacer that tightens down against the rim. But first, you have to put on a flat washer. Well, I think they call it a spring washer or something like that. It looks something like that. And then you stick this through there, and whenever you tighten it down, it holds, your rotor can float just a little bit. It doesn't actually bolt everything to the rotor. So I wish I had some Loctite, but I don't. I would love to have some Loctite to put on these things. We're just gonna put them on. Got 5 on this side, and we got 5 on the other. So now we're gonna good and tighten them. You're gonna want to use a torque wrench for this. I don't have one, so don't do what I do. Now we're gonna do this side, which is the exact same as the other side. I'm not gonna film that. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Coming to you from the car today, not the garage. Today's the day we're getting the tire mounted up. Hopefully they're not busy. I'm trying to get up there pretty early to the dealership to get it mounted up. I called a few dealerships around town here where I live at. One was like a Yamaha place. They wouldn't even touch it because it came off a Harley. But yet they sell used Harleys. But it's whatever. But this other guy, he's gonna mount it for me. And yeah, he's not gonna charge too much, but still, if I had a tire machine, I'd do it myself. But I'll try to get some footage of them mounting the tire on the rim, but can't promise anything because it's probably, the tire machine's probably in the back where you can't really see anything. So yeah, if I can't get any footage of it, we'll show you everything when we get it back in the car. So alright fam, what is up? We got it all mounted up. You saw that short little 2 or 3 second clip there. That was the guy putting it on the rim for me. We got it all set up, it's in the back of the car. Grabbed some breakfast real quick, and we're gonna go home and get this project finished. So I'm pretty excited. We'll see you back at the garage. Alright guys, welcome back to the garage. We got the wheel all mounted up. She's sitting right there. Now we gotta figure out how to jack the front of this bike up without a motorcycle jack. Probably gonna use some 2x6s and my floor jack. We'll figure it out. It ain't gonna be too far off the ground, so let me set you guys on a tripod and we'll see if we can figure that out. Safely, of course. There we go. Nope. 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 There we go. That was nerve-wracking. Let me show you how we got that. I'm pretty used to doing it for the back, but not the front. You get the floor jack with a piece of wood underneath the forward controls. Got a jack stand on that side, leveling it or supporting it, and a jack stand on this side, supporting it. Do not try this at home. If you do try this, it's at your own risk. Alright, I'm going to set the camera up here where you can see, and we're going to take this front tire off. First, you're going to have a Allen wrench on the front of this shock on the passenger side. Slip it out. Then you're going to remove the big nut from the big axle. This thing will fall when it pulls out, so I'm going to try to support the tire on some wood blocks real quick. Not exactly sure what size that is in millimeters, but a 7/8 fits it, so I'm going to use that. I want to use some kind of breaker bar. It's going to be a little bit tight, or a long handled ratchet. Now we got that broke loose. Alright, now we'll just pull this straight out. The wheel's going to come down, so watch out for that, like I was saying. There's your axle. Don't forget to pull your calipers off first. So they hit the wheel apparently. You're going to have to take them off anyway because you got to add the spacers to bring the calipers in to match up to the rotors on the new wheel. There we go. I'll just roll that out like that. Alrighty. Alright, and like I said, you will be replacing the bolts too. I'll show you all that here in a minute. Alright. Alright. There's a few things you'll need off of your wheel. I'm going to take this cover off first. Alright, I'm going to pull these out real quick, and I'll come back to you in a second. Alright, finally. Them bolts are in there, bro. That's Loctite on them suckers. They ain't falling out. I'll take the little beauty cover off. And that's where your rotor's being held on to. That's probably why it's so stinking tight. They said I had to use my bearings, but how the hell do I get it out of there?
One eternity later.
Well, welcome back, boys and girls. We got off the jack stands, but the original wheel is back on it. My new wheel sitting right there, because now I have to buy bearings for it. Because everybody I asked before I even started this project, do you need to use the original bearings? Yes, they'll work fine. No. Those bearings are 1.5 inches. The bearings for the Harley wheel are 2 inch. So now I have to go in here and order some bearings, and we'll come back to this video when I get those. I'm getting tired of ordering stuff for this project. It's like it's just dragging. So I'll be back whenever I get the bearings. Alright fam, welcome back again. Today we're hopefully going to finish this freaking front wheel upgrade, because I'm getting tired of ordering parts for it. Every time I turn around I need something else. But yeah, it's been 4 or 5 days, and we got the bearings. Hope to God they're the right ones. Show you what we got. These are the bad boys that I was needing. 2 non-ABS wheel bearings. If you're doing this upgrade and you don't have bearings in the wheels, you will need these. And the spacer. I'm not sure if we need this one or this one. I'm pretty sure it's this longer one. Alright kids, here's the wheel. And they do actually make a tool for this, but I don't have that tool, so I'm going to use a hammer and a couple blocks of wood. Don't do what I do again. It's not the way to do it, but it works. I was wondering why this was tapered. It goes inside the bearings, like so. This is the little spacer you're going to order from the gentleman that makes them. Alright, well, I'm going to get some pieces of wood to stick underneath the edge of the rim so I'm not beating on this thing when laying on the other brake rotor. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Nice. Now you got the edge of the rim supported. You don't want to put all your weight on your brake rotor on the other side and you're beating on stuff, so we're going to put a little bit of oil on this, or grease. I got some grease, just something to lube it up, you know what I mean? Alright, we're going to put this block of wood on top of it to start it. Alright. Probably take a pretty heavy hammer, so just get a pretty good sized hammer and give it a couple whacks. Oh, shit. Get some wood here and whack it a couple times. Alrighty. We're going to lift it up and look at the other side real quick. We're going to slide the spacer through and see how far I can stick the other bearing. Which I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to hit this one on the other side a couple more times.
Making this one swap.
Alright, now I need to find a socket big enough to ride the outer race of that. They actually make a tool for this. Harley Davidson does, but it's like $80 and it's really just a threaded rod with some spacers. You could do it this way, it's just as easy. This one here we're going to seat pretty much all the way. We might do it a couple more times. There goes nothing. Alright. We're gonna let me get one more good whack. We're gonna leave it like that. That's this side installed. This side here you'll want it to be about that deep. We're gonna put the other side in real quick. Alright, flip the wheel over. Alright, don't forget your frickin' spacer. Alright, now, this other bearing, let me get some grease on it. Get a little bit of looby lube there so you can slide it in the hole. You just set it right there. I'm going to give it a good whack here in a second. Let me get it seated real quick. There we go. So here, on this part here, now that we have the spacer in between, I think they call it a sleeve spacer, but I'm just going to call it a sleeve spacer. You'll hear it's got some play in there. You'll want to put this bearing in there till it just barely touches that. So we're going to tap it a couple times and then we'll stop and check the gap. It actually slid very well. Maybe we actually still have some noise in there. So next we're gonna take the hit it once or twice, not too hard. Okay. Still got some gap. This is actually sliding very easily since I put grease on it, so I'm not really hitting it too hard. One whack. Still there. You just don't want to go too far. Two more whacks. Still there. Two more whacks. Barely. Because you don't want to put too much side load on that bearing, and then you want a sweet spot pretty much. If I'm trying to say that correctly. There we go. I'm going to give it one little tap. Perfect. Alright, we're going to roll with that. Like I said, you kind of just want them to touch and just a little bit of force. once you bolt everything together, it'll hold it all together. Then you want to wipe all your grease off, or oil, or whatever you used. Make sure you didn't get it on your brake rotor. Alright, now we're going to jack the bike back up. I'm not going to film that because you guys have already seen that. Alright guys, welcome back. We got the bike all jacked up. I did it the exact same way I did the other day with the sketchy pieces of wood and the jack stands. It's not the best way to do it, but that's my way. I have to do it. So yeah, like I said, don't do what I do. You're gonna pull the calipers off this side and the other side, so I can get this tire off. And like I said the other day, you will be replacing these bolts, so you'll have to get some more. I did get mine at Ace Hardware. I'll show you those when I get to that step. You're supposed to use spacers behind the calipers here to move them in toward the new rotors, but I'm just going to use flat washers. That's what the one guy did and it works perfect, so that's what I'm doing. Like I said earlier in the video, 7/8 fits it. It's a metric socket, one I don't have. Alright, now this step, make sure you kind of grab the wheel, because it's going to fall out if you don't. Oh, there we go. And that is one stock wheel. Alright, you want to stick your spacers in. Now on these Enforcer wheels, they don't really have a rotation direction, so I'm just going to stick it on there any way that I see. So yeah. And there we go. Spacers installed. Oh, mother fricker, that hurt. I need a little tap, tap, tappy. Whew. All right. That looks amazing. Of course, you want to make sure it turns freely, of course, which it does. Nice. These are the extra, actually the new caliper bolts you're going to need. You can see how much longer they are. That is to account for the spacers we're going to add to the caliper. So yeah, let me measure that for you. This is a 2-inch fine thread bolt. You can just take one of your caliper bolts to Ace Hardware. That's what I did, and just find the same thread, the same size bolt, and just make sure it's 2-inch. So yeah, that's 2-inch right there. And I guess we'll start with 3 washers. We're gonna go with 4 washers on this side, I think. Well, 3 feels really good, actually. All right, so what we'll do, we'll stick this nut and bolt in there. We'll stick the new bolt in this one hole here, like that. Yeah, it's gonna need 4 on this side. Now, everybody's bike will be different. Depends on how far you press the bearings in and stuff like that. So 3 more washers for the top side. They make nice chrome spacers at Ace Hardware, but they're like $4 a piece, and who's really gonna see them, you know? Nobody. The bolts, the bigger ones you get from Ace Hardware, they'll be a 15. Alright kids, now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. That side needed 3, that looks amazing. Just tighten it up. Well, you got a little jacked up, you might as well clean it. So you can spin it. Makes it easier to clean. I don't know about you boys and girls, that looks amazing. Just a little bit of Perfect Power. Clean all my fingerprints off the wheels. I'm gonna jack it up and I'm gonna get you to pull that out, okay?
Alright.
What the fuck? Come over here real quick. Just see me and Louie trying to do that. It was fun. Nice. That was hairy, boys and girls. Almost dropped the thing. Let me show you what we got here. I don't know about you guys, but that looks amazing. With that enforcer wheel, that's damn good, pardon my language. Alright guys, that was the video on my upgrade of my 2000 Royal Star. I think this will work for Yamaha Venture as well, the Royal Star Venture. Pretty sure, because I've seen a lot of those bikes with this upgrade, so yeah. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it took a couple days to get together and put together, but it probably only 15 or 20 minutes for you guys. It was 4 or 5 months for me, so I wasn't really in no big hurry to do this. We had other upgrades we were doing, so yeah. If you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them down below there. And all these products that I used, there will be links in the description, so check that out. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. We got a couple of more upgrades we're going to do this bike. Thanks for watching.